I'm a Batman boy in a Batman world. Life in Gotham, it is tragic. My parents were shot. My arch rival is a clown. Imagination, no, that's just your toxin. Come on, Brucey, let's go party. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of ELtillman's Toys, where today we are taking a look at the Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Batman Barbie? What? Taking a look at the packaging, you can see the figures right there. It says Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Barbie Collector, Black Label, Batman over here. One side just says Batman v Superman. On the other side, you get this cool looking picture of Batman. And on the back, you also get another cool picture of Superman and Batman, and a read-up on Batman vs. Superman. So here's the figure out of the packaging, and you know, all joking aside, it's really not that bad of a Batman figure. It kind of almost like reminds me of like a cheap knockoff of a Hot Toys figure. When you really look at it, it's not too bad of a figure. The materials and fabrics of this figure aren't really too bad. You can see his cape over here. I kind of like this. You see that right there? Has a really nice wingspan over there. It covers almost the entire screen right there. So that's really nice. And the fabric on his costume, it's kind of soft. It kind of feels as if you a little bit too rough with it, it may be able to be torn. As you can also see right here, as I'll bring the camera in some more, you can see, you can almost kind of see through it. Just a little bit, you can see the skin tone of his leg over there, and his body over here. Also, this Bat logo too. It's also its own separate piece that's glued onto the fabric. So it feels nice though. Doesn't feel. This part of the figure doesn't really feel too cheap. Everything else, not too much. And the belt's also adjustable, so you can put it up or down, move it left or right a little bit slightly. Boots are also kind of like a rubberish material up here. Same thing for the gauntlets. The more on the rubber side, you can see I'll move it up a little bit. You can actually see his wrist if you move it up too much. Like such, there you go. You get some wrist exposure there. So you gotta want to try to bring that down to hide that. And this is just all soft, almost rubbery like material. You can see right there, similar to the Batarang that it came with. The Batarang just a little bit bent. Came like that out of the packaging. Not the best Batarang you could get. If you have a Batman action figure, it'd probably be a lot better to get a nice harder plastic Batarang to display with this figure. And the cowl of this figure is also a more plastic, rubbery-ish material. And one thing I don't like, as you can see on the back right here, that right there. You can just see the back of his neck. Not really the best. I mean, if you're going to display the figure, obviously you're going to probably display it like this, but obviously you can't tell. However, when you just turn it around, you just see that right there. It's kind of annoying just to see the back of Batman's neck. Trying to remove the cowl can also be a little bit of a pain, as you can see. Here's what I tried to do, because you don't want this part to rip right here. So what I try to do first is try to squeeze my finger underneath his chin, because he does have quite a large chin, and with my thumb just try to gently push his chin under the cowl, like such. Is the first time doing it on camera. There you go. So you can see now his chin's underneath the cowl, which makes it a little bit more easier to then slowly slide off this mask, because you don't want this part to rip open too much, because he already has an exposed neck, as you just saw. So you want to try to slide this off just as gently as possible, and there we go. There's the cowl off right there, and what do you think? Does it look like Ben Affleck to you? A little bit, kinda, sort of. Not too shabby. Articulation of this figure, as you can see, we're going to do without the cowl on, because you know, if you do have this cowl on, his head's not really going to move too much at all. Actually, it doesn't really move at all. So unmasked, you get his head too fully rotated around, all creepy like. Looking up, not really a thing. Looking down, really can't do that much either. His arm could move upwards just about that far. If you can turn it around a little bit, like I said, you don't want to rip the fabric over here. His elbow is a little bit more than single jointed, but I don't want to say double, because if it was double, it would be all the way down almost, but not too bad. And he does have a wrist swivel, which could go all the way around. Kicking, he can kick up that far, but as soon as I let go, it goes right back down. So kick up, and then it goes right back down. His boots, though, can be fully rotated around, and he does have a double jointed knee. Other than the batarang, which you guys saw earlier, this figure also comes with a display stand, which is just a generic stand here. This pops right off here. This could be adjusted. It could go all the way down. It could go all the way up. You can adjust it to whichever way you want to hold the figure. And it also comes with a certificate of authenticity, in which it says Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Batman doll. And the fact that it says doll, you know, might be to some people like, don't call it a doll, please, whatever you're doing, call it a doll. But it says, this certifies that your Batman doll was created through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel. And over there, got the Barbie collector, black label over there. Here is the Batman Barbie compared next to the DC Multiverse Batman v Superman Batman action figure. And as I said earlier, the Batman Barbie reminds me a lot of a cheap knockoff Hot Toys figure. So here it is compared to an actual Hot Toys figure. This is the Hot Toys Luke Skywalker figure, and as you could see, they're about the same in scale. Only the difference is the Hot Toys figure has way more detail, whereas the Batman Barbie has some detail. So overall, this isn't a bad Batman figure, but it's also not one of the better Batman figures you could get, especially in the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice line of figures. However, if you do want a Hot Toys style figure, but you know you can't dish out the $200-300 for the actual Batman Hot Toys figure that's coming soon, this really isn't a bad substitute, especially if you're only looking to display it. It's pretty nice to look at, and the detail is there. Not as detailed as a Hot Toys figure, but you know, I really do. The fabric of this material looks nice, looks movie accurate. The logo looks pretty good, has a little bit of detail on it. And a look at the front, doesn't look too bad, but you know, when you turn around and get to the back, and you get this exposed neck part here, that's maybe where the figure starts looking cheap. But you know, from the front, it's really not a bad Batman figure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this edition of ELtillman's Toys, and I am ELtillman, signing out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And don't forget to like me on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. And please, don't forget to subscribe for more content.